Welcome to Hawks Nest. Today is Friday, March 10th. I'm Matt Cagle alongside my co-hosts Mark Grogan and Chandler Davis. Today we'll be talking about baseball, softball, the conclusion of women's basketball, and then men's basketball. For an exclusive interview with men's basketball head coach Brad Korn, check out the Southeast Arrow YouTube channel for that full interview. We'll give you bits and pieces of it in here, but for the full interview, check out that YouTube channel.
Link will be in the description.
So starting off with softball, their first OVC series is this weekend, and they've been playing pretty well as of late, but starting off on the right foot with a doubleheader today, if they can win one or both of these games to take their first OVC series, that is a huge step in the right direction.
Yeah, they've been playing well. I've actually been pleasantly surprised with how the girls have been playing. The pitching is what's really carrying this team right now, and we said it from the beginning that the hitting would need to step it up if we're going to compete for the title. But yeah, you're exactly right. To start this weekend off with a win, to open conference play, would be big going forward. How about we knocked off SEC's Ole Miss? I mean, we played them twice and we lost once 1-0 and won 1-0. So
it just goes to show how good their pitching and defense is, and just kind of how their offense may need to step it up just a little bit if they want to win consistently. But their pitching is up there with some of the best in the league.
With the best of them, yeah. That was super impressive. Us getting that win over Ole Miss, always exciting because I think last year we had an SEC win too, or a major conference win. I'm not sure if it's SEC, but
just beating that SEC team, Ole Miss. Obviously, Ole Miss has a pretty good squad, so just beating them, that shows that we can compete, and we'll probably be top 2, top 3, finishing the OVC if not first.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, coming off a win from an SEC school and then coming to play SIUE, is like your confidence has to be soaring. I mean, no disrespect to SIUE, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's a Power 5 school. It's
right.
just a different feeling when you go to a Power 5 school and you beat them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Chandler, how big is it? How important is it to get your first conference win of the year? Coming from a basketball perspective, it's a little bit different, but still getting that first win has got to be crucial to your season.
Oh yeah, getting your first win, whether it's your first game, third game, just getting that first conference win, it definitely boosts your confidence. Definitely taking a step in the right direction, and you're off to a good start.
Yep.
They will play a doubleheader today starting at 3 o'clock and then one game tomorrow. Baseball is struggling right now.
Yeah.
They won their first series against Milwaukee, but they lost their two games earlier this week. It's been a struggle. There's no other way to put it. I talked to Coach Sawyers after their first game this week. They left, I believe, 9 runners and they had 9 ABs with runners in scoring position, and I think every AB except for one, it was either a strikeout or a pop out. So offensive side, they're struggling. Their pitching is struggling. They've got to figure something out in order to win this weekend against Butler.
Yeah, situational hitting has been a huge struggle for this team. I mean, when you have runners on, you have to do something. Whether it's a productive out, whether it's a base hit, moving those runners over and getting them in has been the primary struggle for this team. Interesting fact for you, Matt. Our top 2 hitters have a combined 4 RBIs. It's the 14 games this semester, but SEMO leads the OVC in RBIs. Very, very strange.
That's baseball for you.
Yeah,
that's baseball.
Very strange statistic on that one, but I mean, when you at the same time when you have your top 2 hitters only combining for 4 RBIs,
somebody's got to step up.
Something's got to give. Somebody's got to step up. The pitching has been less than adequate to put it nicely. The hitting has been mediocre. It's just I'm really worried about this team because we're losing to teams that we didn't lose to last year.
And teams that we shouldn't lose to.
Teams that we shouldn't lose to. And I still feel like we can turn the corner. This series against Missouri State, I feel like will be a real gut check for this squad. I feel like if we can come out with at least a win against Missouri State, if we can sweep that series even, and then hopefully boost the confidence going into conference play. The series, I'm not really familiar with Butler baseball, so I'm not really sure how.
I looked at them this morning, and no disrespect to them, but I believe, if I could be wrong, their record right now is sitting at 2-10. So they're a team that we should beat, but as we've seen this year, teams that we should beat, we're losing to.
So we have a softer series coming into the Missouri State series. I feel like we just gotta get wins on the board. That's it. We just gotta. I feel like if we keep the ball rolling, because we have good hitters. Yeah. With this roster up and down is good. And I still believe that. I think this is a good team just struggling. I said it last week, I'll say it again. We were picked to win the OVC for a reason, because I think on paper we have the best squad. We have the best squad in our conference. Just a matter of getting runners in. Leaving runners on base has just been. It's been a problem for this team. It's been a killer, and it's when you leave runners on like that inning after inning, it's like it's demoralizing.
And then long home stretches are important too, Chandler. There's been weeks in basketball where you've played 2-3 weeks straight of home games, and even if you don't win all of those games, winning at least some of them kind of boosts your confidence going forward into maybe like a long road trip.
Yeah, taking away the home games are most important. You try to, of course, win all your home games, if not all of them, most of them, and then you got to go steal some on the road. But winning your games at home is most important.
And hopefully that if they win this series this weekend, and then bringing in Missouri State next week, that will hopefully give them confidence as the season continues and they get into OVC play soon.
Yeah, and it's I think against Missouri State, it's the Phil the Hill. It's Phil. That weekend it should be Phil the Hill, so should be really fun. Come out and support our baseball team. Because they need it.
Women's basketball played in the OVC tournament last weekend. Unfortunately, they did not win the tournament, but they did get to the semifinals and lost in a close game against Little Rock. Chandler, what was that experience like being in Evansville at the OVC tournament?
Well, for me personally, that was my second time being at the tournament. We went my freshman year and lost in the first round. So actually getting to the semifinals was different. It was great. We won our first game against Moorhead, blew them out by like 40. So we had it in our minds, okay, we beat them by 40. There's no way we should lose this tournament. But just getting that far further than we got my freshman year, because last year we didn't go at all. So just seeing the turnaround from where we were last year to this year, making it further than we did before, it was just great all around.
And then talk about the turnaround from last year. I mean, like you say turnaround, what a turnaround. From not making tournament at all to getting a one-day bye and getting to the semifinals. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, we preseason we were picked to finish 8th, so just finishing 4th and then going to tournament, beating the first team we play, making it to the semifinals. It was just great. Last year we finished 2-16 in conference. This year we finished 10-8 in conference. So actually having a winning season was way different from last year.
Not only did you have a winning season in conference, you had a winning season overall.
Yeah, we finished with the tournament. I think we finished 17-16. So having a winning conference, even with having a winning season with non-conference in there, it was just great and felt way different from last year.
Yeah, we had. I just totally lost what I was going to say there.
That's all right. What's the excitement like for this team going forward into next year?
Just knowing that what we did this year, coming off of last year, we came way further. I feel like people actually want to still come here. The recruitment will be a little better, and we just got more work to do. Yeah,
like I said, preseason rankings are sometimes helpful, but they're not everything. You guys certainly proved that this year. I'm sure Coach Patterson's going to have a good recruiting class coming this year. She's done a good job building this program up from, I think, what was it, 2020 that we won the championship for women. So from 2020 to then having a couple down years, now she's going to build it. Now we're building it back up. So very exciting to watch, and I'm sure it's exciting to be a part of.
Yes, definitely.
SEMO men's basketball is going to the big dance. They won 4 games in 4 days in their OVC tournament, and they are now going to the NCAA tournament. Wow. I mean, we sitting on this show a couple of weeks ago during those last 2 regular season games, we were all down in the dumps about it. But now we are about as elevated and excited as we can be.
Matthew, I'm at a loss for words. I mean, this is just. It's a phenomenal feeling for just coming as a fan of the game, as a fan of this team. It's incredible watching that game. That was absolutely electric. I mean, that is the embodiment of what March Madness is. It's chaos. It's excitement. And it's heartbreak. It's everything that and then eventually triumph. It's everything that you can want in a game. And it's just seeing the program that was here just 3 years ago, and then Corin takes over, and then he starts building and building and building, and eventually we win our it's unbelievable. It's a great story. It's phenomenal and exciting to watch, and I can't wait to get waxed by Kansas in the first round.
Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I was going through all the emotions in that last game.
Oh, I think everyone was.
That buzzer beater shot was hit, and I was I was on my knees on my phone.
Dude, yeah, I was
giving.
Oh my God, dude! I was watching it on my phone. I couldn't watch it on my TV. I was watching it on my phone, and I was sitting down, and I wasn't supposed to be on my phone at the time, so I had my I gotta have my phone out in between my legs like this, and I'm sitting there like trying to keep it together. And then when Israel Barnes hits that 3 in overtime, I'm like shaking.
It was electric. That entire tournament, all 4 games for SEMO were electric. Beating the #1 seed and then winning in that last game, it was it's indescribable. Just that feeling that everybody in this community felt when that final buzzer went off.
Not just beating the #1 seed in the tournament, we handled them. I mean, that game was never in doubt. I didn't really see that one coming, but as soon I said if we beat Moorhead, if we beat Moorhead, I think we win it all.
Yeah.
We did exactly that. So, but yeah, I was crushed when that buzzer beater went in, and then they showed the replays. Foot was obviously on the line, took care of business in overtime.
Definitely.
So it's unbelievable. I can't wait to watch. I can't wait to watch this team. I can't wait to watch this team again because this is something that I've never experienced before. So I'm over the moon right now. I'm beside myself with excitement. It's really, really cool to watch.
And we talked about this with Coach Korn in our interview. Every guy stepped up when it mattered most. I mean, you have Israel Barnes in overtime. Adam Larson had a big block right towards the end of the game in overtime. Everyone stepped up when it mattered most, and it really led this team to a victories.
I mean, when you have pull-up P,
you said on the show you had to ball out, and he balled out.
Yeah, pull-up P did ball out, no doubt.
Evan Ursher, freshman, coming in playing big minutes.
I mean, he played big minutes too. He's really coming in. He's really coming into his own. He's going to be a solid point guard off the bench to fill in for Phil when he's not playing. But everybody stepped up. There was Chris Harris,
tournament
MVP, pulled together there at the end. There was no one piece or one deciding factor as to why this team everybody stepped up. It was a community effort. We got a lot of points off the bench. What's his name?
Just all the paint points that we got. Nate Johnson was big in the paint.
Yeah, Johnson was big in the paint. As like Korn said in the interview, Johnson's probably been the most consistent thing about this team this year. He started every game. He's gotten solid minutes every game. You're steady 6-7. He's a pretty good point. He's a pretty good post scorer. He's a rebounder, and he's a good free throw shooter. So he's a really valuable piece to this team. And then Josh Early coming in with his patented hook shot. Watching him play, he's like watching somebody play out of the 80s.
Yeah.
Like I really like watching him play. Just his footwork on the low block and his all the jump hooks that he has. But he's a good player. He really is.
Satisfying to watch.
He is. He's smooth. He's smooth out there. He's a smooth operator.
And then let's talk about Coach Korn turning this program around in just 3 years. What a job he's done.
Yeah, it can't be understated, the things that Coach Korn has done for this program. I mean, I don't know how familiar everybody is with SEMO basketball pre-Korn, but it wasn't anything you would ever want to watch.
Yeah, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but before Coach Korn got here, wasn't the men's team? Didn't they win like 2 conference games at one point?
Yeah, they were winning 2 conference. I mean, we were consistently picked to finish last in the conference every year. So, I mean, great job by this was a phenomenal hire. I really hope Korn sticks around because I want to see this program continue to build and get better and get better.
The excitement going forward, even after this year, is going to be at an all-time high too. As you bring in recruits and then the guys from this year that come back next year, this team is only going to get better.
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but because in the OVC, when you play in a mid-major conference, it's hard to keep people because we've seen it year after year with Eric Reed getting snatched up by Mississippi State, and now he's like playing he's not playing significant minutes or scoring significant points for them. So I don't want to get ahead of myself and like say, this team's gonna be a dynasty now. This team's gonna be like, because the fact of the matter is, these guys want to go to programs where they're going to get more exposure. So I hope, and listen. I'm not trying to be a downer because I'm through the roof excited right now. But it's hard to keep people when you play in a mid-major conference. I really hope this team sticks together and we can keep pulling recruits. And I sincerely hope that we can keep building on and building on this program, because right now it's super exciting to be a part of.
Yeah, the expectations for this team are going to be super high after this year.
Oh yeah.
But I think they'll be fine.
I think they will too. And my heart tells me, and my brain tells me that, I mean, obviously Phil's probably not going to transfer because he's already transferred. Chris Harris is graduating, so that's a big loss. But I feel like we can, coming off the tournament win, it'll be easier to pull better recruits, and I feel like we can keep building on this. Keep building on what we started. And we also have, I can't remember his name. We have that 7-footer from Holland coming off the bench. Who was David?
Yeah, David.
Yeah.
From Netherlands, yeah.
Yeah, he was from the Netherlands. He couldn't play this year. He was ineligible as per NCAA regulations, but he's going to be, like, I mean, 7-footer coming off the bench. If you're a little bit, at least a little bit athletic, you're going to dominate in the OVC. Like,
Yeah.
Just an exciting time to watch Southeast Missouri State basketball.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
As you can tell, we are all excited for this men's basketball team. That is all we're going to bring for you today. I'm Matt Cagle alongside Mark Grogan and Chandler Davis. See you next time.